was cruel. In times before that, I was mean, I was mad. Honey, I ain't never had nobody like
you. Welcome back to At the Mic with Michael Schumacher, brought to you by JR's Oasis. It's more than a fuel station, more than a convenience store. It is your one-stop travel shop on Fox Sports Radio, 101.5 FM, 1570 AM, KVTK, Vermilion, and Yankton. And we are talking some amateur baseball primarily, but we're talking with Cole Edberg. Cole, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Well, I am better than I deserve. I appreciate you taking the time to talk with me. And, let's just kind of start with you. Let's have you talk a little bit about yourself, your family, your background, hobbies, interests, and then what you're kind of doing now, and we'll just kind of roll from there.
Sweet, yeah. So, I'm Cole Edberg. I live in Centerville right now, playing for Irene amateur team this summer. I've got two younger sisters, and they're both in Centerville School District 2, and then my dad's the superintendent here in Centerville, and then my mom helps out at the library. And so I've been out of school for 3 years now, going into my junior year in college. I'm at Dakota Wesleyan. I've been playing basketball, and I plan on doing baseball this year now too. And it's been pretty fun. It's gone by really quick so far.
Well, I bet it has, because I'm going to tell you, and I'm old, so things go by quicker for me. But I was like, wow. He's been out for a few years, and it just feels like if somebody had asked me, I would have said, oh, yeah, he graduated last year. And so
right.
It's a funny thing. And so you're doing basketball at Dakota Wesleyan, and now you're going to do baseball as well?
Yes, I plan on joining baseball this year.
All right. Excellent. Well, let's kind of talk about that. First of all, what are you studying at DWU?
So I'm doing business administration with a minor in exercise science.
All right. So what would you like to try to do with that combination?
So I plan on trying to either get into a banking business, or I might go on my own and start something wellness-wise, maybe a gym or just a fitness center where people can go and kind of move their bodies, stay fit, and not feel like they're in an intimidating environment.
Well, I think that's amazing. As somebody who's on a fitness journey, my daughter is a personal trainer, and she's down in Raleigh, North Carolina. And so, as somebody, I've lost a significant amount of weight, but it's still one of those things the gym is intimidating, even though I've been going for a while. And I think just getting into that and feeling comfortable is such a huge impediment because, and I know I hate to use this word, but haters and the naysayers are like, well, just work out at home. Well, it's very easy to say work out at home, but then you don't have the external motivation of having other people around you. There's something about being at the gym that is very rewarding and inspiring, but it can also be defeating. So I love that you're talking about the comfortability of being in a gym.
Right, exactly. Yeah, it's a tough space, especially when you go in. You're just starting out, and you see all these other people that are years ahead of you, and you try to compare yourself to them, and it's just not realistic. So having that place where people are there to help you out and even just support you along the way is a huge thing.
Well, it is. And I saw there's also this company that works with special needs individuals in a gym society. And it's like, I think I love that too, because they so often get forgotten. So no, I really love the path that you're looking at there. If that's something that you choose, because I think that is amazing. But banking is quite fruitful as well. So if you choose that one, good luck to you. I think that's awesome too. But
right.
But no, I think there's a certain internal reward that would go with the helping others reach that fitness journey. So good luck to you. I think that's admirable. So cool. But obviously you're playing basketball. You're going to play baseball. How's the basketball been going?
It's been well. It's been up and down, but it's rewarding. You definitely realize there's more levels to it than in high school. Like you're getting recruited because you're one of the better players on your team, but then you get to college and that's what everyone else is. So the competition is very high, and it's very rewarding to see the results, especially when you know that you can compete with players of that same caliber.
Well, and I have to believe that it is rewarding. I'm somebody that didn't have any athletic ability, so I've always marveled at anyone being able to do anything. I like to say my athletic career pretty much peaked with summer basketball in third grade. I hit 3 out of 4 free throws, and it was downhill after that. So I admire anyone who has ability and the ability to then go on to the next level. And you're at Dakota Wesleyan, a program that has had some real talent go through and some real success. What has that experience been like? Plus, the GPAC has so many area athletes that offer so many opportunities to kind of maybe compete with or compete against some of the same players that you were working against when you're at Centerville.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the levels to it, like you said, GPAC's such a tough conference, even with the lower level. Like, I played junior varsity a few years, and even that competition, like you said, it's the guys I've been seeing in high school, but plus other guys I haven't seen before. So that's definitely competitive. And yeah, the winning culture definitely shifts your mindset a little bit and helps you become, I don't know how to say it, more competitive, I guess you would say, as the standard is to win. Nobody likes losing, but when the culture is that we go into every game trying to win, it just flips your mindset a lot.
Well, and I think a situation like that can send somebody in one of two directions. Either they don't push themselves to get better and then they end up just kind of going away from it, or it does force you to become better and reach maybe heights that you didn't know you had, reach limits that you didn't know you had, because it's very easy to get comfortable doing something and be like, okay, I'm succeeding. And so have you seen yourself rise to new levels with this?
Yeah, I've definitely seen, just trying to go from coach to coach. We've had a few coaching changes, and then just the physical aspect of it too, going into college freshman year, not being able to just be at home and have your home cooked meals anymore. I mean, it's tough to try to stay in shape. And so with having basketball and all that, it helps keep us moving, keep us in a healthy environment. Whereas if I weren't playing and being competitive, I think I'd just drive myself crazy and not really have much to do.
Well, and I'll tell you, I was talking to my daughter the other day, and when the whole thing about ranch, Europeans coming over for the World Cup, marveling at ranch. Well, when I went to college, ranch was a fairly new thing. I know there was a time that was true. And I tell you, with an unlimited meal, with a meal plan where it's all buffet style, and I was putting ranch on everything, I swear I probably gained 100 pounds just because of ranch. Ranch and unlimited meal plans at college. So I can understand what you're saying, that the activity and the occupying of the time is huge. So that is great to hear. And so now you're going to be doing baseball as well. What led to that decision? Did they approach you? Did you approach them? Is it just what kind of led to that decision?
So yeah, the first year, well, I guess my senior year, I kind of reached out to them, and we were going back and forth talking about recruitment. And then I was also getting recruited by Mount Marty to play baseball. And ultimately, I had a talk with our head coach, Sam Nicholson, for basketball, and he kind of just persuaded me to come pursue basketball. And I talked to a few of my buddies that play baseball, and the energy is just a lot different between basketball and baseball. Basketball's got such a high energy crowd for the most part, whereas baseball, it's more relaxed. It's got its energy bumps in it, but that's kind of what led to me choosing basketball. But then as I played amateurs my senior year going into freshman year college, I realized I wasn't quite over baseball, so I played fall ball for a little bit my first year at Dakota Wesleyan, and ultimately it was too much. So I ended up just hanging on to basketball for a little bit. But I think with my schedule and everything coming up, it's going to lead nicely to me going back into baseball. So I reached out to them, and they said they'd be happy to have me back. And hopefully I can compete and get a spot there and be impactful and help any way I can.
Well, I think that'll be amazing. And you said, playing amateur baseball, you kind of realized you wanted to do that. But I can understand also kind of that what you said before, you're out of the house, you're not getting the home cooked meals. You're on your own. I'm sure with a course load and trying to do basketball, adding baseball was just another thing that was hard to do. But now you understand your limitations and you understand yourself and what you can do, and like you said, you have a schedule a little more conducive to it. So that sounds exciting. But obviously, we've talked about it. You're playing amateur baseball, and as you and I talk, you guys have a win. How does that feel?
It's awesome. I mean, we've been waiting for it. We've strung together a few good games the past month, and we've known it's coming. It was just a matter of when we get hot, and we're thinking we're at that spot now, and we can be a competitive baseball team heading into districts in our last few regular season games.
Well, and I always, when I would talk about the South Central League, I'd go over the standings, whether it was during pregame, postgame for broadcasts or on my show, and I'd go through the standings. And when I would talk about you guys, I'd always say, it's a record that's deceiving because I've seen you guys play a number of times. I said, don't be surprised. They're going to get their first win one of these times. And when districts come, Menno a couple of years ago had the very similar situation where they didn't have a very successful regular season, but they hit their stride in districts, ended up going to state, and actually I think won a game there. And I feel like you guys have that capability because it's always seems like it's one inning. Whenever I was watching guys, it was always just one inning kind of did you in. And last night I was broadcasting, I saw that score come across, and nothing against Menno. I love them, but I was really excited to see that for you guys.
Yeah, it was exciting. And, yeah, like you said, it's just that we've had those one inning that just gets us every time. Either we make a few errors or our bats just don't get hot and the other team does. And it's just how baseball's been going, and we haven't got many breaks. And so, yeah, it was nice to get a few of those breaks, play some good defense last night, and our bats were really hot. We had some guys step up, and it was awesome. So getting that first win under the belt feels like we're breaking the seal and getting that curse out of the way, and hopefully we can hit our stride going into districts.
Well, and how nice was it to do it at home? Because it was at home, wasn't it? Yeah. And because I feel like Irene for a season or two didn't have amateur baseball, and I feel like the energy around that team right now is they love it so much because they now understand what it's like to not have it. And so it feels like a real nice reward for that crowd that's always out there. Such a great atmosphere. It's absolutely the worst place to broadcast from because we're above the concession stand and that thing smells delicious.
Oh, yeah.
For 9 innings to be smelling Chislik and smelling brats and hot dogs and popcorn, it's torture to a fat guy. But I love the atmosphere there at Lars Anderson Field. What is that like? Because I'm going to tell you, the first time I came, I wasn't quite sure where the field was. And all of a sudden you come around that corner, and it's just this little diamond nestled behind the school there. It's a beautiful location. Yeah,
it was awesome to get that win at home. Like you said, the crowd's been waiting for it, and they've supported us throughout the season. They knew the win was coming, and we were just glad to finally get them one. We wish we could have got them a few more, but they stayed loyal throughout the season and kept supporting us, and they showed up big last night. It was our fan appreciation night, and it was awesome. Couldn't have asked for a better result. And, yeah, like you said, that concession stand is awesome. One of the best in the amateur settings for sure.
Oh.
And the field's beautiful, too. Our maintenance guy, he's awesome. He does so much for our field, and we thank him so much. Without him, we wouldn't have a very nice field. But yeah, it's awesome. And then everyone else comes and supports the guys selling beers to even just fans just sitting there getting foul balls. I mean, it's awesome that, like you said, that environment's one of the better environments in the amateur baseball fields, and we hadn't been winning a lot. So I mean, that's amazing. The support we got, regardless highs and lows, it's been awesome.
Well, it really has. And what I like about your team is your team really is that, I think, the epitome of amateur baseball. You have some older players, players that have been away from high school and college for a few years. You have players like yourself who are in college or some that maybe are just out. But then you guys also utilize a good number of of players from the Tri-County Sundogs. And so you always see those orange uniforms out there. And I think that's the epitome of amateur baseball. It's a blending of people that probably don't necessarily associate much outside of baseball, but it's bringing those guys together. What is that atmosphere like, and what's that brotherhood like on that ball team?
Right, exactly. We've got ages from old to young, like you said, and it's awesome. Everyone gets along, and it's like having a extra older brother or an extra uncle almost, and they just all take us in. We crack jokes, make fun of each other, and no one knows it's personal, and it's awesome. I mean, that's why I think we're hitting our stride how we are right now, too, because our energy and everyone getting to know each other even more. I mean, like you said, it's a brotherhood, even if it sounds cringy or whatever. I mean, we all would go to war for each other. I mean, like you said, ages all over. So, I mean, for us to be together and having fun, it's awesome.
Well, and what I think is unique as well is even among the younger group. You know, you went to Centerville. I think Noah, Irene, Wakanda. You have this real group together. Not even necessarily teammates during high school. What was your high school career like? Because Centerville didn't have a standalone team. Did you guys?
We did 1 year for baseball.
Okay, all right. And so so that's a different atmosphere, and then you're kind of bringing these guys together, and it just has to be fun. And so as you guys get ready for districts, if you're sitting out from districts, a week after, and you guys are getting ready for state, what do you think? What has to have happened for you guys to be able to do that? What are one or two of the things that you guys just need to take care of in order to get those victories?
Yeah, I mean, we just gotta stay hot with our bats. Like every game, we all hit well. It's just a matter of stringing them together in the same inning and getting those guys on base home, batting them in instead of leaving guys stranded. I mean, we've had multiple innings where we've got guys at second and third, one out, and we've left them stranded. And so just making sure that our bats are stringing along together, that's big. And then just defensively, errors, we've always talked about it, even myself included. Everyone makes errors, but I think lately we've been cleaning it up, and we're finding our rotation, finding the right lineup, and our pitchers are coming together nicely to where I think it's looking good for districts.
Well, I think it is too, and I think the districts this year is going to be fun. You look up and down that South Central League standings, and nobody's just running away from it. Tabor looks good, but they've had a few losses, and otherwise everyone's just beating each other up. It feels like it's ripe for the taking for you guys to get a chance to go to state, and so I think that'd be exciting. And then there's that unique aspect of the pickup players. Whoever doesn't make it from the South Central League, there's always a great basket of players available that I think just makes the South Central League that much stronger. How exciting is that aspect to potentially be able to pick up a player or be picked up if your team doesn't make it to continue your career or season?
Right, yeah, I like that part that we utilize for state to pick up players, and we don't have too many, so I think we'd be able to pick up quite a few. I'm not sure if we have any, honestly. We might have one, so we'd be able to pick up 2-3 guys. I believe that's how it works, and so that's huge. I mean, we can find players from everywhere, and just to help give our guys a break or give us a deeper pitching rotation, that's huge. And then if we don't happen to make it, being picked up or even just seeing other guys get picked up, I know it's fun for them to go find some new friends and teammates that they get to connect with through that state atmosphere, and it's always good to talk to some of your rivals, and get to know them. So it's not as cutthroat, but at the end of the day, once we get back to regular season, it's back to being competitors. And so, yeah, that's a fun part. You get to know them while still trying to beat them.
Well, and you touched on something that I think I'd like to wrap up with. because it is a competitive league. I think a lot of people that haven't experienced it have this assumption that it's just kind of this social atmosphere and it's, nobody cares. You guys, I think it's very talented players. B, it really is competition. It is cutthroat. People are hustling and scrambling and diving. If somebody has not experienced amateur baseball, what do you think is the biggest misconception out there?
Yeah, I just think everyone thinks it's a bunch of old guys getting together and just trying to have a social Sunday in the park, when in reality, everyone's competitive. I mean, if you're playing the game of baseball, you want to win. No one likes losing. And so, I mean, yeah, it's a lot more competitive than people realize. And yeah, I've talked to other teams too, and they're like, yeah, we had a good game against Elk Point, and both sides were pitching well, and we ended up losing that game by 3, but we had a few Centerville guys that I played with in my high school days, and they throw hard, and they play at Mount Marty, and it's a lot harder to it's a lot harder to play against those guys than most think. I mean, they're throwing upper 80s with some good breaking balls, and they can hit the crap out of the ball on the offensive side. And so it's a lot more competitive than people realize and give credit to for amateur baseball. I mean, you look around the whole state and you see college players, former college players, former high school studs just out there still trying to compete and win. And so that's what I think people don't realize.
Well, and I think you touched on it too, just the amount of talent, the players that played in college, whether it's NAIA at the GPAC or D2 level, at Augustana, players that had skill, or maybe they didn't play at the next level, but they were great in high school and they ended up playing football or playing basketball, as it might be. And so I really do encourage, and that's why I do these interviews. I really always want to close out encouraging people to get out to a game. There aren't that many games left, but they're exciting, and then districts will be fun, and some of those doubleheader nights will be amazing. Well, Cole, I know you're busy and I've taken up enough of your time, but thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. I really appreciate it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in action. I'll be calling every district game, so it'll be fun to see you guys in action, and I'm so glad you guys got that first win under your belt.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It'll be fun. It'll be a fun postseason.
I think it will too. Well, you have yourself a great rest of your day, and we'll be talking to you later, okay?
Thanks, you too.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Cole Edberg of the Irene Cardinals and Dakota Wesleyan Tigers. And having a really nice season. And yeah, Irene got their first win last week, and so, yeah, it's exciting. And I said it all along. I think some people thought, he's just saying that. No, I really thought they had a lot of talent, and you could see that they were really just a play or two away from maybe stopping an inning that kind of put their opponent over the top. You could see it was there. The potential was there. So do not sleep on the Irene Cardinals having some success at the District 6B tournament. And again, we will have all of those games on Fox Sports Radio and 5-Star Streaming on YouTube. All right, well, we'll be back with more. This is At the Mic with Michael Schumacher, brought to you by JR's Oasis. More than a fuel station, more than a convenience store. It's your one-stop travel shop on Fox Sports Radio.